Hi, I'm Meenakshi Shedde. I'm a Senior Program Advisor to the Toronto International Film Festival for South Asia. I'm here at the magnificent Roy Thompson Hall at TIFF. And it's an exceptionally good year for India. We have 11 films from India, South Asia, and South Asian diaspora, and that's really an amazing achievement. So Toronto in general is, of course, one of the world's A-list festivals, but Canada in general has about 14% immigrants, and Toronto has 46.6% immigrants. And out of these immigrants, the largest group are South Asians at 14%. There's 10% Chinese and 9% blacks. So TIFF has always had a very warm, very diverse, multicultural cinematic connection with the diverse population here. So coming to the 11 Indian films and South Asian films. So among the big guns blazing are, of course, Reema Kakti's Superboys of Malegaon. It's in a gala, which will be at this hall in a few days. There is Payal Kapadia's exquisite All We Imagine as Light in a special presentation. And in centerpiece, we have two films. One is Sandhya Suri's Santosh, that was also at Cannes in the Urs of Theragar. And we have Lawrence Wallace's Little Jaffna, fantastic film, both in centerpiece. Reema Kakti's Superboys of Malegaon, of course, is long awaited. And it has Adarsh Gaurav, it has Shashank Arora, Vineet Kumar Singh. It's backed by Zoya Akhtar and, of course, Excel and Tiger Baby and Amazon. And it's about Nasir Khan in Malegaon, a very cinematically inventive guy who made wonderful films that are zero budget, community sourced, just brought intense joy to a local industrial small town. And this fiction film, of course, it was celebrated in this Faiz Ahmad Khan's documentary Supermen of Malegaon. And Superboys of Malegaon tributes Nasir Khan and his cinematic inventiveness and friendship and small townness. And I think it's really very special also because it celebrates the Muslim community, which is quite special in today's India. And then we have Payal Kapadia's absolutely exquisite All We Imagine as Light. It is a poetic film. It is haunting. And it's about two Malayali nurses in Bombay and their loneliness and their desires and their friendship with a cook who also works in the same hospital. And it stars the incandescent Kaniku Shruti, also Divya Prabha and Chaya Kadam, along with Ridu Haroon. Then we have Sandhya Suri's Santosh, a very hard-hitting film. It's a British film. It has a wonderful performance by Shahana Goswami and Sunita Rajwar, who of course were highly celebrated in Cannes. And it's about the investigation of the rape and murder of a Dalit teenager in North India by these two women who are police women. And it talks about the deep and horrific nexus between caste and police investigator and justice. And it treads a fine line between empathy and cynicism. And then we have Lawrence Wallace's Little Jaffna, which is just a fantastic film. So Lawrence Wallace he's made a series of shorts. So he's French-born of Sri Lankan Tamil descent. He was born in Neuilly-sur-Seine. He studied at La Femis in Paris. He's made a number of shorts. And this is his debut feature. And it's about the Tamil gangs in Paris. It's a crime drama, it's a love story. It's got masala with a huge explosion of celebration when there's a Vijay film opening there. And it's just made with so much love. It's really a very delicate line also he treads between, he plays an undercover cop that's working to dismantle these gangs who are funding the Tamil Elam movement for the Liberation Tigers in Sri Lanka during the Civil War. So he has this real conflict on his heart, whom he is more closer to. Is he more Tamil? Is he more French? And it's just very delicately done. And then in the Discovery, we have 4 films. One is Lakshmi Priya Devi's Boong, which is this Manipuri film. Boong is about a small boy and a single mom, and about how he tries to restore his family because there's a missing dad. And it's just a tender, lovely film about friendship, about inclusiveness, about diversity, about outsiders, and how we treat the Northeast and how the Northeast treats mainlanders. And it's incredibly wonderful and accomplished for a first film, for a first feature, although she has a whole body of work before as a chief first AD, etc. Then there is, let's see, Sabah by Maqsood Hussain from Bangladesh, a very confident and very powerful modernist feminist story from Bangladesh, starring the wonderful Mezabeen Chaudhry, Mustafa Monwar, and Rokeya Prachi. It is about a young woman, a working woman who is looking after her aging paraplegic mother, and how this burden affects her love life and her career, but also because she's alone to take all these big decisions. It's also liberating in a way because she has the freedom to make these big decisions, which women in big families or joint families rarely get. So it's a very perceptive film. And the two other films are diaspora films in Discovery. One is Durga Chu Bose's Bonjour Tristesse, Hello Sadness, which is of course based an adaptation of the novel by François Sagan, a coming-of-age story, and later also made into a film by Otto Preminger. But this is her own woman's view of this coming-of-age story of a young woman, Cecile, who is holidaying in the French countryside, very chic with her incredibly, what should I say, flirtatious dad, and there's a lot of partner swapping, sexual tension, sexual betrayals, and all told through the eyes of Cecile. Very, very interesting. And the other film is Amarwala Shuk. Amarwala is Bombay-born, Toronto-based filmmaker who makes a film about a young man wanting to be a writer, but also struggling with his dad who's got Parkinson's, and putting together a separated family and struggling to make sense of his love life. Then we have in the TIFF Classics, we have Avara by Raj Kapoor in a 4K restored version. Of course, it's a film of kind of social reform, but packaged in a full-on masala with song and dance, starring Raj Kapoor himself with Nargis. And we have Srinivas Krishna's Masala, also in a 4K restoration. Avara is restored by NFDC, NFAI, the National Film Archives of India. It's a world premiere of the restoration, also world premiere of the restoration of Masala. And Masala stars Krishna himself, playing a kind of recovering drug addict and not really fitting in with all his Indian family and their expectations of respectability. And it also stars the late, very lovable Saeed Jaffrey and Zora Sehgal, and Sakina Jaffrey. And the last but not the least, we have, in shortcuts, we have Sauna Days by Anna Hinz and Tushar Prakash. Just wonderful sequel in a way to their magnificent documentary, Smoke Sauna Sisterhood, which exploded on the scene with Anna Hinz, who's from Estonia, and Tushar Prakash, of course, from India. So the film won Best Director at the Sundance Film Festival last year. It won the European Film Awards for Best Documentary and exploded with awards at 40 festivals around the world. And that sequel is, it's about relations between men in a sauna, intimacy without words, kind of borderline queer stuff, and very delicately a lot of things being conveyed without words, and it's deeply resonant. So all in all, it's an amazing year for India, and more on this soon. See you soon. Bye.